Dr. McIntosh here with your tip of the day. I want to talk about the differences between various fat reducing treatments. One of them is called air sculpting, one is called cool sculpting, one is called sculpture, one is called liposuction. I'm just going to summarize air sculpting and liposuction as they're the same. Both of them are using a basically metal pipe with a couple holes in the end. And the other end of it is outside the body and it's attached to a vacuum pump. And the vacuum and the mechanical movement of this pipe, called a cannula, through the fatty tissues helps disrupt the fat and suction it out. So those are surgical procedures and they're basically the same thing. Cool sculpting versus sculpture. Cool sculpting uses icy cold temperatures that crystallize fat cells but don't cause frostbite to reduce fatty tissue over the course of several treatments and a few months. Sculpture uses laser light energy that disrupts fat cells and causes them to die over the course of a few months as well. And the differences between cool sculpting and sculpture are the recovery is quite a bit easier with sculpture. The results are very comparable. Up to 24% of the thickness of the fat can be reduced with a single treatment. And one main drawback with cool sculpting to note is what's called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, PAH. That's a disaster when it happens. It is relatively unusual, but it does happen, and there are certain areas and certain groups that are more prone to it. So do your research before you get that treatment done because it can be surgical treatment to correct it. And that surgery generally makes things better, but not quite so perfect. So just be careful out there. Choose the best treatment for your fat reduction. And I'm happy to talk about it in further detail in my office.